What's up guys, Polish Freak here, and today I'm going to be showing you Ballistic. Ballistic is actually a game that you can play in your Facebook browser on your profile. You don't have to go out and spend 60 bucks on the game that you're looking forward to, that AAA title that you want to see every year. No, this game is absolutely free. You don't have to pay a dime, and it's right on your Facebook profile. There's no download at all. Scratch that. If you don't have Unity Player, which I actually already had, then there's no download at all. But you do have to have Unity Player to play this game. Simple download. They'll actually just let you download it as soon as you open this up. But anyway, this game is great. I've played this for 2 days now, and there are some problems here and there, but for a game that just came out of beta not too long ago, this game is fantastic, and I'll show you why. First off, I'm going to show you the classes. There are 7 classes altogether. Your first class is the Vanguard, and your Vanguard specializes in assault rifles and shotguns. Each different kind of class that you can play as also has a different skill tree, and the very first skill that you can buy into is going to be your main ability. So the Vanguard actually has the ability to regenerate health slowly after a certain amount of time. And what's really good about that is you can just dip out of the battlefield or hide behind some cover for a few seconds and you'll regen a little bit of health, which is very convenient. The Wraith specializes in high-powered bolt-action sniper rifles and light machine guns, but he has lower health. And his ability is that when he crouches after a few seconds, he will actually cloak. He'll go almost completely invisible. He'll have like a predator sheen covering him. So if he's next to some foliage or if he's next to some good cover, you really won't be able to find him, and he'll be able to take you out pretty easily. The Shadow is one of my favorite classes because his ability is that he can one-hit melee kill anybody. The melee system is different in this game in the fact that it doesn't always take one melee to kill someone. It only works for the Shadow. For every other class, it takes about 2 to 3 melee hits to kill somebody. Now, his ability makes up for the lack of a powerful primary or sidearm. He works with submachine guns and machine pistols, which are very, very, very weak. I believe the first submachine gun that you start out with only deals like 1 damage or something like that at a certain range. So you really want to kind of get a better SMG right out of the bat. But he's really nice. Once you get that ability, you can just run around and knife people at will. Your Berserker is your typical run and gun class. He specializes in shotguns and submachine guns, and his ability is that when he takes damage, he actually gains a buff. And the buff that he gains is he gains 15% extra movement speed, 50% extra reload speed, 20% extra sprint speed, and 35% damage reduction. So when he's at low health, he'll take less damage than he normally would, but then again he's also at low health, so he could get damaged pretty easily still, or killed. Your Grenadier specializes in submachine guns and machine pistols, so he also doesn't have very good damage output. He can, however, upgrade his skill tree enough to get a grenade launcher, and his ability is that he actually he gets a grenade bandolier instead of like ammo bandoliers. He gets it for grenades, so he's really into grenades, obviously by the name, but all explosives together, grenades, grenade launchers, and I believe he also has some other things. I know that one of the points that I have in his tree is every time I throw 1 grenade, it actually splits off into 2. The split isn't very far away, it's pretty close, so you basically throw 2 grenades at once. The next class is the Tank, and the Tank is kind of self-explanatory. He has a lot of health. He specializes in LMGs and assault rifles, and his skill is when he takes enough damage, he would normally die, just like everyone else, but when he's at that point, he'll drop down into sort of like a last stand, final stand, last chance sort of thing, and he'll pull out a sidearm and he'll get a second chance to try and take you down. If he has a good enough sidearm, which the sidearms are pretty good, they deal a lot of damage. and I have the second one so far, the tier 2 one. He'll just pull that out and start popping off those rounds, and he can kill you pretty quickly if you're at low health. The last class that we have is the marksman. The marksman will actually specialize in assault rifles and sniper rifles. And his ability, what he does is when he looks down the sight, he can actually scope out people and mark them. Now, he has other skills that go down throughout his tree where, say, if he survives a shot, such as the one that I have a point in, the enemy becomes marked on the radar. Now, there's other stuff that's like that where he can kind of get around silently or without being on radar, and he can just pick people off from a distance. Alright, so now that we've kind of explained the class system, let's jump right into a game and give a little bit of gameplay. Sun Square Mall, this is, I believe this is the first map that was made. Very basic map, pretty small, and it's very nice. It's a little close quarters in some parts of the map, and what I like about it is that it's small. You can get in people's faces. There's enough room that you can kind of travel around the map and have some fun. There is an upstairs and a downstairs to this map. And here's the last chance that I was talking about. It doesn't last very long, but in that amount of time, if you can deal enough damage, it's pretty good. Like I was saying, there is an upstairs and a downstairs to this map. You can just go up the staircases, and in that middle building where it showed the Sun Square logo, this building over here, there's like a little downstairs room that you can go into, and there's a staircase that goes up the back, which you can go left or right. Now, the gameplay is very addicting. It kind of gives a TF2 style feel with the class system, and also the spawn points are protected by barriers. There's barriers that protect the spawns, and there's also a little ammo and health refill station. Now, okay, see, I just put this guy in the final stand. He almost could have actually gotten me, but I was able to kind of jump and strafe around him, which left him unable to accurately pick me off. One of the skills for my Berserker class, which is the guy I'm playing right now, one of the points that I put into this guy is a little damage buff. For every kill that I get a percentage damage buff. So right now, for that kill, if you can see in the top right corner, there's extra damage, and basically for each kill it'll stack up to, I think, 25%. It's 3% bonus on each kill, and it'll stack to 25%. So each class has its own individual twist. They all have special abilities and their own tech tree. Oh, and I think that tank got me. Oh no, another tank. So they have more than one tank, which brings up another good topic. When you have multiple layered classes like this, it is a little bit difficult to kind of track your opponent and tell what they're going to do, because you can have people that will get in a match together and they may all play the tank. You don't know what they're going to do. They may all play the tank or the marksman. I mean, you don't know what class they're going to pick, so it's a little difficult. Let's see, which other class should I try out? Let me try out the Shadow. The Shadow is one of my favorite classes, and in his skill tree, he can actually eventually get a katana instead of his... Oop, my bad. Instead of his regular melee knife that basically everyone has. He can have a katana that does more damage and has better range, but it's a little bit slower. Although the thing is, there is a point in your tech tree where you can... your melee attacks will be faster if you buy into that skill, and that... ooh, that was a little rough. Actually, let's go to Grenadier. Let's try and take out that guy that just took us out. If you didn't see, or if you weren't paying attention, that Grenadier that just threw a grenade at me, he threw one grenade, but two of them popped out of the same spot. See, right there. You throw one, but two of them pop. And it's really convenient for situations like that when people gang up on you, because you can just lob nades. You have 10 nades, 10 grenades at your disposal every time. And if you run out, or if you're low on health and other ammo, you can just run back to the spawn, and you can go right here. This is the health and ammo station that I was talking about. I reminded myself that it's kind of like TF2 in the sense that Team Fortress 2 has little health stations in the spawn behind the barriers, where you can just walk up to it and refill ammo. For these ones, you have to hold E down for up until that bar goes all the way, and then it has to refill for you to come back and get it again. But by that time, either you're going to be dead or it will refill all the way. When you don't kill someone like that, you'll normally get a critical assist if you deal enough damage, which I did, which is very nice, because if you don't get the kill, you don't get any points, unless it's a major assist. So that's pretty convenient. And there's one guy down. Oh, I have a tank. And this guy's coming at me. Oh, double kill. Okay, I can deal with that. So, I'm at 4 health right now. I'm gonna run back to the spawn, grab some health, and I'll also refill my ammo, my grenades. Alright, now let's run back out there to the battlefield. So, there are a lot of things that I do enjoy about this game for being a free first-person shooter that's on Facebook. No downloads, you don't have to spend any money. It's super, super convenient. The leveling system. I like how, basically, for each level that you go up, you get a skill point. Now, it does take a long time generally to level up. There's a lot of experience you have to gain, especially since each kill is only 5 XP. But what happens is, every time you level up, you'll get a skill point which you can use into your tech tree, which upgrades your ability and your overall survivability in this game. What also comes from leveling up is there are weapon tiers. At certain levels, I believe the first level is level 4, where you can upgrade to the next weapon tier, or the first weapon tier. Once you hit level 4, you can buy into the next tier of weapons, and basically you'll be able to buy something that's better and does more damage, and is also more accurate, or allows you to be more mobile. Basically, there's 4 tiers. The second tier, you have to be level 10, if I'm not mistaken, to get into. But the thing is, too, the first tier has 2 weapons, and you have to buy both the weapons in that tier to get to the next tier. So you have to get to level 4 to get to the first tier. And then once you get to that tier, there's 2 weapons. You have to buy both of those weapons and get to level 10 to get to tier 2. So it'll continue doing that. It'll up the scale for what level you have to be and how many weapons are in each tier. But it's nice that way, because then that means that it will take some time, and it adds to the game. It makes it take a little longer to do things. The tech trees are also very nice, as I said, because it upgrades your ability, and you'll be able to survive longer in the game. I also remember when I started this game just a few days ago. Right when I started, they gave me a subscription. It was a 3-day subscription, and I'm actually on the last day right now. And what the subscription does is it gives you access to all the classes. Normally, you would only have access to the Vanguard. And the Vanguard, in my opinion, is one of the okay classes. Not one of my favorites, but it's not bad. It's a basic class for everyone. Excuse me, not my favorite though. So yeah, you get a free 3-day subscription when you start playing this game. The classes are fun. They're different. They're not all the same. They have a little bit of mix and match with the weapons and stuff like that, and all their abilities are different, so it's really convenient. The weapon scaling is kind of weird in the sense, though, that at certain ranges the weapons will deal a certain amount of damage, Up close, they will deal an extremely large amount of damage, though. Especially shotguns. They've had to nerf the shotguns in this game, I think 2 or 3 times now. There was actually a patch that came out today where they nerfed them, and the shotguns are still very, very, very powerful. They will most certainly deal enough damage to one-shot kill anybody at close range. Long range, though, they did nerf it, so it will take a large number of shots to kill at medium to long range. But, I mean, it's good. It should be that way. But, I mean, on the downside, I was talking about the SMGs earlier when I was going over the classes. The SMGs are pretty fucking terrible. They are so, so bad. And it's to the point where I hate playing with the SMGs. And I'm gonna kill myself right here. Or not. The SMGs in this game are just, they're god-awful. Especially when you start out. When you work your way up, they're not that bad. But you can put a whole magazine into someone from medium range and it still won't kill them. It's a little ridiculous. They have to be at lower health, or you have to be pretty close in order to hit them and kill them pretty quickly. The SMGs do have a high rate of fire, but they lack the damage, so that would be the reason why. But other than that, they're kind of sucky. Unless you do get headshots. Headshots give large bonus multipliers. See, like, I'll show here. I mainly rely on my grenades for this guy's class. It's a little ridiculous, but that's what he's here for, so. And I missed most of those. Oh, and I got him still. Alright, so I'm in pretty good shape right now. I have enough ammo. I'm out of grenades, but that's okay. There are a few other things that I like about this game. I like how the maps differentiate each game. I mean, I know there's only about five or six maps, I think, but each time it's a different game mode, which is a little disappointing. There are only 2 game modes. There's your classic team deathmatch, and then there's also a domination style game mode where you have to capture the points. Now, I enjoy both the game modes. I just feel like there should be more. I feel like there should be a little bit of a mix and match between game modes. There should be more modes to choose from. I was going to say one last thing though. Oh yeah, the people that made this game, I forgot exactly who they were. I'll have to link them in the description, link their website, and basically the game has done a the studio who made this game has done a fantastic job for making this free. The graphics are very good. It is a little laggy here and there sometimes, but I can be okay with that. Like, it's not a big problem. Ooh, wow. I took a lot of damage there. The game is great. The people who made this game are awesome for coming up with this. It's a great idea. And with the problems that I've had with like bugs and stuff like that, I've reported them directly to either the forums or the Facebook page that they have, and the feedback is pretty goddamn fast. I mean, I replied to them yesterday when I was having some issues with the game, and they got back to me today. They messaged me right back. They gave me feedback. They messaged me on the comment that I sent to the Facebook page saying, or asking basically if I was having the same problems, and I told them no, for some reason the problems went away and everything's fixed now, but they're looking into it, and I keep relaying information, which is, it's nice to have communication with the people that make the game, because it will make the game better, it will help it grow, and you'll also have a stronger bond with the people that make the game. I enjoy that a lot. So whenever I can, whenever there's a problem or an issue, I try to report it and make sure that they get wind of the issue. Now, speaking of issues, there are some issues. One of them being that I can just walk into the spawn and trash that guy. But I also mentioned lag. The lag is atrocious in this game sometimes. And when I mean atrocious, as in sometimes the game is a little unplayable. And when I mean a little, I mean a lot. The game gets to certain points where it will actually tend to freeze up and not necessarily crash, but there is an issue where some people will be playing in game and all of a sudden everyone will freeze in their spots and you'll be the only person moving. You can go around and kill the existing people, but then they'll end up spawning at their spawn and they won't ever come out. You'll never see them again. It's like a little invisibility glitch that's been happening. And at first I thought it was like a little rumor, but I actually experienced it maybe a few hours ago. I reported it back to the guys that made the game, and they've been working on it constantly. They're constantly working on this game, hence the reason why there's been, I think, 2 or 3 patches within the week. So they're always listening to the people that play this game, to their fan base, and they're constantly trying to make the game better, which is very, very nice. So it's awesome to see that there's a company that will do that, and be so fond of the people that play their game. It's super nice. I'd like to say that was an issue right there. Because I went to go shoot the guy on the right, not that tank, and he didn't take any damage. But you know, that happens time to time. I would like to blame that on lag, but I'm not certain that's what that was. This game is still relatively new, so I expect there to be some problems, just like any kind of beta-ish starting out games that have just been newly released. So it's not a big issue for me. I don't really care that much because I know that the game is being fixed and worked on, and it's going to get better. So I'm not complaining at all. Another problem, some of the graphics and textures kind of get a little sloppy every now and then. Sometimes it'll look rough around the edges, even though this game looks very, very good. It looks like a AAA title for PC or for console even. I mean, I would play this on anything else, on any other console. But it looks very, very good for being just a game that's in your web browser for using Unity Player. But I know there was an issue before where your crosshairs and your scopes wouldn't actually pop up. And that seemed to be a major issue because you couldn't snipe. You were fucked. You couldn't see shit. So you were absolutely screwed. But I've only had that happen to me once now, and now it doesn't seem to be much of an issue. I feel like they've fixed it for the most part. If not, I mean, you can just relay the information, tell them, hey, this is still happening, and they'll work on it. I guarantee it. Okay, time to get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to deal with that. But that was a little kind of annoying at some parts, but it doesn't bother me now. What does bother me is the fact that there is no party system. They have no in-game party system. They have an invite button that you can use to invite people from your Facebook friends list, but it doesn't do anything. It just lets them play the game. It tells them, oh hey, I'm inviting you to this game, come play it, but you're not going to be able to play with me, which kind of sucks. So I don't know, I feel like they'll be working on that really soon, but I'm not too sure. But you know, it's a web game on Facebook, so I'm not too disappointed. It just would be nice to see that come in because I would enjoy playing with some of my friends. And the last big issue that I have with this